Hello YouTube, welcome back to another Epicseven rapid review and build guide, where I tell you everything you know about a character in 3 minutes or less. Today's guest is Belian, the episode 3 boss, granting one of the hardest hitting bruisers in the whole game. Getting right into it, the stats we're going to want on Belian depend on the build we are aiming for. Two of the most common and best builds are counter set build and injury set build. These sets are quite similar. The only difference between when using injury set Belian is you typically want more tankiness, as you need her to be in the match longer to get the full use out of her set. But generally, you will want her stats to be tanky with mid-range speed and some crit rate and crit damage. Her stat scale is entirely off for HP, so attack is not necessary. For sets, we have a few choices to look at. The two best in my opinion are counter build or injury build, as I said earlier, which are both 4 sets. The interchangeable 2 sets I would typically recommend are crit chance, health, defense, or immunity. I say immunity with a grain of salt because it tends to be dying off nowadays, but health and defense will always add to her kit, especially health, because that's what scales her damage. As for artifacts on Belian, we only have really one choice that I would recommend, and it's the Elbrus Ritual Sword. And combining this with both of her builds is a brutal pick, because your enemies will never want to target her, but they have to, so she will be such a problem to deal with. The reason this is good is because it offers her an extra counterattack mechanic when someone else on your team is being attacked, leaving this as the really only good choice. You can pick any of these if you don't have it, but again, I would recommend just using Elbrus. Belian's skill set is quite unique. Her skill 1 is an AoE skill that has a 50% chance to dispel one buff, and if used on her turn, has a chance to apply incursion, which is another AoE attack that has a guaranteed chance to apply decreased speed and hit chance for 1 turn. This all scales off of her max HP, and her passive is a quite unique one, which doesn't allow enemies to generate souls at all. This is super powerful against many cleavers in the meta. This also grants her a random debuff at the start of her turn. Finally, her skill 3 is an AoE CR decrease and has provoke for 1 turn. This grants her defense up for 2 turns, and this damage also scales off of her max HP. Belian is a super annoying unit to fight if built right. She does extremely well against people who bring Tagahulls, as she makes it useless. She is a great counterpick to many of those units like Ida, Politis, Pavel, or Landy that heavily rely on Soulburn. Plus, she is tanky and good against squishy units. She's not the best pick against units like SSB, Remnant Violet, and Apoc Robbie, as they punish AoE attacks, which is all she has. Overall, Belian is a super fun unit to play who has great strengths and can help your team so much. Building her requires some heavy gear requirements and sets, but can be so much fun when used correctly. If you guys did enjoy this video, please make sure to like and subscribe and comment if you have any questions. I will be responding to everything. Also, I make these videos all the time, so if you do want to learn about a new character, please go make sure to check my channel, because I guarantee I have one. Peace.